going everyone? Liam Catterson here. We're on episode 21 of season 3 for My Hero Academia, which is called What's the Big Idea? And we are returning in the present, I'm assuming, because the last episode was a special episode promoting the Two Heroes movie, which I've already done a reaction to. But even though it was pretty much a filler episode, a promotional episode, it was still really, really fun to delve into, and it paved some heavy relevancy to what's going on currently, which is where I assume we'll be picking things back up on, with a scenario placed out testing those who are wanting to be heroes. Although this was a more different case than a rescue exercise. This was a stall. Yeah, I'm not going to say the name of the type of stall, because if you watched my review in the last episode, you will know I had a real, it was a real nightmare to even say the name, so I'm not even going to bother. But yeah, you see, I can never say the name anyways. And I'm digressing. Yeah, we're going to be focusing back on the present though in this episode, I'm assuming, with Gang Orca showing up, which is going to be really fun to see how that's going to test the students in what are they going to do in the aspect of trying to save those who are vulnerable and dealing with someone who's going to cause trouble. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where things do go, and I'm really excited to see if there's any more lessons that the students are going to learn from, because we started the rescue examination, which I think is the final examination if I'm right, and we had a bunch of people who were taking advice from people trying to better themselves, because especially with Deku, oh, this looks bad. This looks bad, really? Yeah, we had that comment, and they are deducting points on all of that if they don't handle the situation correctly, or if they say something that is that you wouldn't take, that would not be efficient if you're going to be a hero. So I'm hoping we see a bit more of that, because like I said, I think these students are still green in terms on if you're going to send them out in the field and all of that, they're still going to be green. So they've got a lot of lessons to pick up on. So yeah. But yeah, let's just get started with this episode. This is episode number 21 of season 3 for My Hero Academia. The full reaction will be available on Patreon. So with that said, let's go.
Villain behind the attack.
Who is Jaws?
Tell me, wannabe heroes. Can you
God.
rescue people and fight at the same time, or run away? What would a hero do?
Drop kick the killer away. No, don't do that. No.
Another attack?
Look, by the first aid station.
Not good.
Right by all those hurt kids and old people? That's so mean!
We still have a lot of
villains are not one for
but we
sympathy.
can't just ignore.
Quirk Orcanus. He can do whatever an orca can, even on land. That includes using an ultrasonic wave to paralyze his prey.
Oh, dang. Yep, this was the appropriate choice for a villain. Oh, Todoroki, yeah! Best boy Todoroki.
We'll help.
Totoro!
This wind. I'm gonna blow
Oh no. This is gonna be fun.
second villain attack. Man,
Yurashi and
pulled out all the
Todoroki.
stops for us, didn't they?
Uh-oh.
It's him! The one who turned down you.
Here they come.
Come on, Todoroki. Oh, wait, oh! That wasn't part of the plan.
Aiming. Why'd you use your flames? The heat makes the air rise up.
Because he didn't fall to my ice earlier. You ruined my shot on purpose, didn't you?
Oh,
Using your
Lord.
wind to blow away my fire.
Hatred's in your blood. You are Endeavor's son.
Ooh.
What the hell has been up with you this whole time? My old man's got nothing to do.
Oh!
Like my cement gun? Good
I
luck
mean,
trying
take
to
the
move when
opportunity
that
while
part's
they're
out.
arguing. That's...
This is outrageous. I can't believe you're arguing.
You're in the way.
Like your father's
Your
eyes.
eyes were the same as his.
You think we're the same? Don't be
Yeah, far from...
ridiculous.
Yeah, you couldn't be more wrong.
You're a fool. I'm nothing like him.
Yeah, and this is really gonna piss him off, to be fair, like if he's gonna compare him to his father.
He doesn't know. There is still some hate inside me.
Ah, shit.
Damn it. This is no good.
No, Todoroki.
The villain.
Focus.
What is going on?
Are you kidding me? No.
Shit. Oh, shit. Okay, this is...
Damn it!
Oh my
What
god.
are you two doing?
Exactly. That is pedantic.
Tackling crises, rescuing people, risking their lives for the sake of the world. That took
Revel
real passion.
in taking ass and kicking
Why I
names.
couldn't understand him. Endeavor, who had eyes that seemed to hate everything they saw. He was
Reverse
the
of
only
you.
thing I couldn't stand. Move. That's smart. I really didn't like the look in his eyes. But his abilities are on fire. He'll probably be
No, they're on
excited
ice, mate.
Then maybe I can become friends with him. And his eyes won't bother me anymore.
Oh. Oh.
Number 40.
I don't care if I beat you or not, so give it a rest.
Same rejection that he had with Endeavor.
Those eyes.
You're in my way.
It's like he hates something that isn't even here.
Ah, dang.
Damn it! That's our boss, a total powerhouse. Now do-gooders, submit.
Okay, don't get too complacent.
I can't control it. Hey,
He's gonna have to sit.
Reap what you sow.
Oh.
couldn't move because of his blast.
Well, my extremities are still pretty numb, but I'll bounce back. Sound waves aren't that bad. Not much different from my vibrations. So
Right.
I built up a pretty good tolerance to them.
Yeah,
Might be
makes
the first
sense.
time I've
Go
been
on,
thankful
Shindo.
for every game. We'll split up and get the remaining injured to the shelter.
See? You should be like these two.
I'll take down the wind user.
I mean, they do look like
Continue with
they're
the
related,
attack.
but still.
We competed with each other for no reason. Our quirks aren't compatible. And
She's attack. This won't make up for their foolishness earlier.
Oh no, definitely not.
It's not a bad start. They realize their mistake, and as such, they're trying to make up for it.
Exactly.
I have
That's
to admire
you can't
their
you can't have heroes arguing with each other in the middle of the field against the villain.
Fire tornado. Isn't that bad? He's an orca, so he's super weak when he gets dried out.
Oh
Forget
yeah.
the wind,
Eee.
stop the flood. Nice move. Okay, the injured have all been evacuated, and reinforcements
Sick.
will be here any minute now.
Awesome. Awesome stuff.
Like almost all of
Pull that up!
Jesus, Sue.
Oh, sweet. Sue, when did you sneak over here?
I've been training my frog skills, and I finally reached a new level of control. Camouflage. That's my
Oh,
new
nice.
special move.
Wow, sweet. Are you done with the
Good on
search and rescue
everyone's
already?
improving their
For the
skills,
most
which is
part,
neat.
She gets too high.
Extendo hair.
here to help, but he has disgraced our school's name. There should be no enemies left.
So strong.
Good on Maybelline.
And begged your mercy. But what would you do if your desperate trap was not enough?
Oh,
You must always be planning your next move.
always like taking variables into account.
No! Get away!
Come on, come on, Deku.
Victoria.
Nice.
Always do this.
The Tower of Flame was an inspired attack.
It's really
With
thought through.
Midoriya's surprise
Well,
counter once I had been weakened, we might have had a hard time if the test went on. Even lost.
so saved by the bell, basically.
words, we were evaluating you based on how few mistakes you made in a crisis situation.
Yeah, this is not looking good for both of you.
The names of those who passed are listed here in alphabetical
And if they've
order.
passed,
Keep my words in mind as you search the
it's gonna be
screen for your
just, isn't
name.
it?
Midoriya!
Ah! You're gonna leave on that? That's not fair! Come on! I want to know! I mean, I could watch, but I've got to edit, so... I gotta admit, not impressed with my boy Todoroki. Not in this episode. I was impressed with some of the visuals, like when Todoroki and Yorashi managed to trap Gang Orca in the flame prison, basically. I was really, really impressed with the visuals, and then when he managed to disperse of the flames, and then it was that red filter on Todoroki when he had nothing. Really, really impressive visuals in this episode, but Todoroki... I mean... Okay, so we got a bit of backstory between why Todoroki and Yorashi are at a bit of odds, especially when it comes to Endeavor, and how Endeavor, as usual, dickhead, sky's blue, grass green, etc., etc. Yeah, and it seemed like he really, really did look, I mean, then again, Yorashi is super, super passionate, but, trying to confront Endeavor and noticing that resentment in him was really, really off-putting. And he looked at Todoroki and he thought, okay, well, this... It seemed like he thought when they were initially going to do their training thing, like before they did it, he saw Todoroki's eyes and he was thinking, oh god, he's got the state. He must be Endeavor's kid. Oh, great. And then he tried to make a good first impression, and he managed to beat him in the examination. And Todoroki wasn't having any of it. So yeah, it was really, really good. I mean, to be fair, Todoroki should not have, like back then, Todoroki should not have, well... I mean, I say that, but I mean, he is Endeavor's kid at the end of the day. But he has grown. He has grown more compassionate, and as this show has evolved. I mean, he hasn't been there for that. Yorashi, he hasn't been there to see Todoroki develop into someone more sympathetic. So back then, he was completely not sympathetic whatsoever. So, it's a bit difficult, isn't it? Like, it's a bit difficult to judge, but at the end of the day as well, Yorashi, like he said, he was basically happy at everything. Right, I don't know, like, who watches Friends and all of that, but you know that guy that Alec Baldwin played, he was basically like him. No, but that's the thing though, he was so super happy with everyone, and this is the thing. It's really difficult to try, like, I understand he's so flamboyant and all of that, but you can't be friends with everyone. And he tried his best to, yeah, I'm falling off the bed here. No, he tried his best to be friends with Todoroki, but the reality of life is that not everyone's going to be your friend, no matter how, like, you can be the most passionate person ever, but sometimes that just rubs the wrong way on certain people. And even if you want to be as friendly as possible, some people just don't want to be your friend, I guess. So, and that's why Yorashi falls a bit there, like he pushes the boundaries a bit far, so it can come off as obnoxious to certain characters. Like, you're not going to be friends with Bakugo if you're going to be nice. He's going to be thinking, oh, shut up, and all of that. So yeah, it opens a really, really humbling environment if you're going to be friendly and all of that, rather than be like Endeavor. But that's, like I said, the reality of life is not everyone's going to be your friend, and not everyone's going to be friendly to you. So that's the harsh truth about life. But like I said, I was absolutely not happy with Todoroki in this episode, because him and Yorashi decided to air out their indifferences. Their differences and their difficulties in the middle of a bloody simulation. This area is supposed to mimic real life. They have they have tried to perfect it as close to real life as possible, because this is a really, really pivotal test. There's no stone unturned. They have to make sure that this is a good representation of the hero world you live in. So they have to make sure that everything and like every possibility, Gang Orca cancelling out the thing. He even said, like, this is where a villain would give up, but I have to basically take in every variable into account. So they've got to do that. And I don't... Todoroki is a smart character, but I don't know what the hell was going... I mean, I guess it doesn't help that Yorashi mentioned his father, which is an instant, like, distraction for Todoroki. But still, in the middle of a simulation that tests real life, like a real life scenario, and not just like, oh, it's real life and all of that. This is legit real life in their eyes. Yeah, in that kind of scenario, you don't do that. And that's why I was so disappointed when Todoroki and Yorashi decided to bicker in the middle of the... I was Deku. What are you doing? But that's literally it. It's not like Deku was completely wrong about what he was saying. He wasn't wrong at all. The people in the wrong was Todoroki and Yorashi, and even Gang Orca was like saying, "Are you really doing this now?" And that's literally it. Like you could have done this. You could have had this little debate, this little dance after the test and all of that. Not in an environment like this. So I don't know what was going through their minds and all of that. So yeah, granted, Yorashi I wouldn't think is as logistical as Todoroki, and it seems like his flamboyancy can go OTT, so he wouldn't be thinking clearly and all of that. But still, it's unwise for Todoroki to react to this in the middle of a simulation. So I'm like, Todoroki, god damn it. I thought he was better than that, to be fair, but and like, if he does pass, it's gonna be barely. It's gonna be by the skin of your teeth. Because I have a feeling Deku's going to pass and all of that, because we were left on that cliffhanger. I'm like, oh, is Deku going to pass? I have a feeling he's going to pass. He has made some mistakes, but nobody's perfect. It's not going to be as colossal. Like, if Deku fails, then Todoroki's automatically failed. Because Deku... Whereas he has done a few mistakes and all of that, like I said, nobody's perfect. He has... he's not done so many reckless things like well, he's even done some inspirational things, like he could have let Kami can't say her name properly, but he could have let Kamai, I think it is, I'm speaking Australian all of a sudden, but yeah, he could have let her drop and break her back and all of that, but he was doing a heroic thing at the end of the day. He wasn't being reckless. He could have eliminated the competition, but that's not who Deku is. So Deku, I think, is going to succeed and all of that, because if he doesn't, Todoroki and Yorashi are out by a mile. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens between them, with them two and all of that. And yeah, what I really did love as well, yeah, I did love the explanation about the first meeting when the officials were setting things up for the examinations and all of that, and they were surprised about, oh, so they're going to teamwork? Okay. But we're considered with All Might's retirement and the fear nobody will live up to his name, or yet in this case, you have to stack together power and all of that, because nobody might be able to live up to the power that All Might presented. So the best thing you could do is have the potential of teamwork, just in case that does happen, because teamwork does make the dream work. Yeah, I loved that meeting. I loved the explanation of how the point system worked, because we saw the people that was stocking Deku points and all of that in the last episode. We saw them demote points, and we found out the system about how that works. So I thought that was a really, really good explanation to how the system worked and all of that. So yeah, I liked the examination grading process thingy mabob that we had. Gang Orca does look like not just his abilities where he's able to paralyze someone, but his look. There was a few shots in this episode that was like, okay, yeah, he's really, really going to town in terms of being the villain. And not just that though, but I think they utilized the same music when All Might pretended to be the villain in episode 24 season 2. Yeah, they do they have repetitive soundtracks anyway. Not that it's a bad thing, just they do use them over and over again, which is fine. But I just couldn't help but connect those dots, especially with Gang Orca having his power suppressed and all of that. So yeah, but Midoriya did a really, really good thing as well, stepping in to help Todoroki and co. When Gang Orca managed to blast away that inferno. So yeah, but like I said, I mean, I am a bit disappointed in Todoroki. I mean, I can understand why though that Yorashi was a bit pissed off with him, because whilst I think Todoroki is was a bit harsh to shut down Yorashi like that, I think Yorashi also needs to understand that not everyone's going to be as enthusiastic as him. Yeah, he sees the bright side of life, which is really, really good, and we can do a lot more of that in this world. But the reality, like I said, the reality is nobody's going to be all pally-pally with you, so yeah, and he needs to start thinking more broader, because like I said, well, I don't think he's as logistical as he's very, very flamboyant, and he's very, very passionate about being a hero, but I don't think he's logistical, because he was the one to set things off. Yes, granted, he's not going to know that Todoroki's developed a bit more emotionally since the time they had that examination, but it's a bit harsh to judge someone based just because you have your father's eyes and attitude. It's a bit harsh to treat someone as if, okay, well, they're a piece of crap as well, because they're Endeavor's kid, and Endeavor really shut me off and all of that. So yeah, I would try and lower it down a bit, the flamboyancy and all of that, because that might be a bit too much for people. And like Todoroki, he's that kind of character who's like, yeah, I think you're, well, he even said he is a bit obnoxious. So yeah, but it was really, really good stuff though. I really, really enjoyed this episode so much, and I'm glad that we got a bit of fleshing out between Yorashi and Todoroki's story and why they're at odds with each other. So it was really, really well done in my opinion. So yeah, that was really, really fantastic stuff. But I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!